It's in the, yeah. I heard the breathing behind that. Beer, near, 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 near.
Why do you? I'm telling you, whatever this is that you're doing. I'm not kidding.
Everybody knows. Get out of here. Okay.
No, they don't.
Yes, they do.
Beer, near.
Beer, beer.
Beer,
Beer, beer.
No.
Absolutely.
We're the only two.
Okay.
We made it up. I'm telling you, we made it up when we had our one mind.
Okay.
Okay, hand clap, hand clap.
Do you have, wait. Do you have your stuff pulled up? Do you have your, you know what I'm talking about? Pull your stuff up. Pull your stuff up. Pull your stuff up. Pull your stuff up. I can't. Okay. We're going to have to explain. Somebody going to have to explain why we,
excuse me,
why we in this here cabin. All right.
Good times. Okay.
Are we
I'm ready for this.
Excited? Are we ready?
Yeah. Hand clap.
Wait.
Get ready.
It's almost like you're like you're about to
like you're doing a little drill team dance.
Yes. I just want one clap from you. Okay? One
clap. One clap.
You're lucky to just have just one clap.
I'm ready.
Okay.
Okay.
No, seriously, come on now.
That was so sound. You should have recorded that.
It's already recording.
Okay. Hand clap for real.
Wait. To go. So, I'm Brandy.
And I'm Ray J.
And we are the Joy RX.
And I call you my best friend.
Hey!
Come on, listen!
I don't know any of the words, or I would have joined in with beer, near, 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 near.
Brandy used to make some hits. Listen. Okay. We always
I'm so sorry.
We just link into this.
We are the Joy RX, where we prescribe joy as a therapeutic tool.
And they're like, where are these people?
Where are we?
Oh my God, is her living room that fabulous? No,
it is not.
We are in the North Georgia mountains. All right, having a little Joy RX retreat.
Why are we here?
We are celebrating. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to me.
Yes, we are here celebrating the great one's 21st birthday. How's it feel to be legal? Girl, finally we can go ahead and legally drink what's in these cups. Okay.
It's been a long time coming, huh? All right. Okay. So this week's joy. Tell me about your joy this week.
This week's joy, honestly, is that I am wearing a footed onesie. And there's something especially comforting about wearing onesies in general. I highly recommend, if you do not have a onesie, I'm saying men, women, and children. I am not just talking to women and children. Men, women, and children, there is something so nurturing and comforting about having just a cuddly, just a one-piece something on.
I agree.
Feet in them. Mine is also the Auburn Tigers, because that's where I went to graduate school. War Eagle.
Okay. I like it. Mine is Rihanna Fenty. It's not
glittery.
It's really it's a little
It's a sassy one.
It's a little something.
It's a little sassy.
It gives you a little something. I definitely recommend. It brings me joy. It's not footed though,
it's the feet.
And this is why I've requested that one of our friends bring me socks. Huh? Okay. So
this is an apropos outfit, I think, for our discussion today.
Yes, we are absolutely getting into some things that give us cozy feelings, or maybe we need some comfort, and so that's what all of this is going to give us today. My joy for the week. I'm in a difficult situation because I can't think of just one.
I mean, can we ever?
I really, I'm in a struggle because it's like, which one do I choose? Let me say this. In this, because this is the week that is my celebration, my joy has been, y'all, get you a Kanika Bell as a friend. Because I'm talking about, I know nothing about this weekend. I don't know who's coming. I don't know what we have planned. I don't know what we're doing. I was told to pack.
I like surprise.
And be ready. And here I am. And so, but I will say this. We do a really good job of celebrating each other.
I think so,
like
too.
we do.
I think so, too.
Oh, it's your birthday? Oh, okay. I'm about to lay this out. You don't even know who's going to be there. You don't even know what we're going to do, but we are going to have a good time.
We're going to have a funky good time. Yeah.
Yes. So that's my joy. We had so much fun just driving up here.
I know. I literally had to beg this woman, please stop being that funny, because I was going to crash. Do you ever have somebody so funny in your life, or when you all get together, it is so hilarious. You're begging them. You can't even breathe between.
Yes.
Like you can't go on to the next funny thing. I have to recuperate from the last funny thing. You can't do that.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
She's not. She's not. We need a safe word.
Yes. Well, okay.
We need a safe word.
But
I'm just choking to death in humor.
You've done it to me too. We are about to have a good time. So listen, we'll see you on the other side, huh? 'Cause we're going to be different people when we come back home. So just to get some things out of the way, we have been getting, I cannot explain to you all, the messages, the texts, just the shout outs, the love, I cannot explain. I can't. I tend to be dramatic. We get it. I am still saying to you, I cannot explain the love we are getting.
I know.
From your message. It is I'm talking about people who have never sent me a text. I didn't even know my number was in your phone.
Literally, who this? And it's somebody who got my number. Like, I'm going to chase down some people to get her phone number so that I can say, listen, what you were talking about really hit home for me. It's making me reflect. It's making me think. It brought me joy. I listened to it with friends, and we all fell out laughing and started to appreciate what we had with one another. That's what we want.
One of my favorite girlfriends, she sent me a message. She said, it's got me reevaluating things. I was like, "Ooh, tell me about it." And she started to explain to me how this was meaningful for her, how she needed to push through some things, undo some thinking. Listen, y'all, it is taking us out. But if you do not have our phone numbers, you are not a Facebook friend or whatever, please email us at info@thejoyrx website. We must hear from you. We want to know everything about. I don't care. I don't care if it's a sentence. I don't care if it has no punctuation.
If it's a group of emojis.
Listen, I want it. I want to see it.
Yeah.
I want to understand how this thing makes you feel, how it brings you joy. So we want you to send us your emails there. Again, info@thejoyrxwebsite.com. And then all of our other socials.
We can be reached on all of our socials, except for Twitter, at the JoyRX.
And make sure that JoyRX is one word. Like, don't put a space between us. JoyRX. You just got to put JoyRX. JoyRX. Yeah.
Right. On Twitter, it is the real JoyRX.
Yes. And if you want to stay aware of our activities, we will put them on our website, and that is www.thejoyrxwebsite.com. So go over there in a little while, in just a short while, you'll be able to request our services personally there too. So we're getting all of that ramped up.
Getting our stuff ramped up. Ow.
Yes.
Ow.
Okay. So today we are continuing with our series on connection and belonging.
Yes. Right. So if you remember, connection and belonging is a relationship with people and things that make you feel linked to them as a member of a larger community. It is one of our 12 principles of joy. So that's the first one we're starting with this podcast. We are going to do an in-depth exploration of all 12 of the principles of joy, and that's the one that we're currently on. We're in the season. Let's call it the season.
We are in the season of connection and belonging. Yes, I like that. Yes. Okay. So we started our series talking about ourselves, because it's important that you just go through and you figure out who you are, who are the things, what are the things that you do not apologize for. This is how I show up. It's good to announce yourself to the world, because then that serves as the foundation for you to then start connecting to others and belonging to groups. So we talked about finding your squad, how to be a good squad member yourself. And so today, I'm excited about this one today. We are getting into the greatest connection of all. What are we talking about?
The family.
The family.
You know those people, the ones that make you feel a little guilty if you don't call enough. You know them. They're the ones, though, that you can depend on sometimes. You're like, I just need like $10 more. You know who I'm talking about. Listen, me and my cousin, in college, we would get $5 from our grandmother. Bless her soul, may she rest forever in peace. When I tell you that $5 came in so good.
Oh, you
get
some
only
meals. Let me tell you, wing on wheat.
But for some reason, like, it would come just on time. Yeah. That little $5 bill, I'd be like, yes.
Yeah, okay.
This is what I needed right now.
And I'm going to get 20 packs of ramen with it.
We used to come up on $5 in the 90s.
$5 would fill your tank at one time.
That would do it. What? Ladies, $5 before 11?
Yes.
What? I'm going out.
I thought I wasn't going to be able to go to the warehouse, y'all.
Come on. Let's go. I thought you weren't going to Ethiopian vibrations tonight. I am now, because I have $5.
Uh-huh. Yes. That $5 will come in handy.
Come on.
Yeah, so we're talking about family. And because of that, we had a joy journal moment. Yay! that I thought was apropos. So this one is coming from Leroy from Queens, New York. And he said, I have so many joy moments, but I'm still celebrating my birthday. I went to the gym. I am still on a high from my vacation with my entire family. Leroy rolls with, we're not talking about just his wife and kids, his daddy,
like family.
Everybody about, come on. We all going. He said, I'm blessed and highly favored, and everyone in my circle is prospering. So I love that.
Something to really be grateful for.
Yeah.
If you take a second and look around and be like, all of us are doing well.
Yep.
We're doing well.
Yep.
We have different definitions of doing well, remember? Right? So if you really stop for a second and use everybody's personal definition, you're like, wow, we're all doing well. That's a wonderful place of gratitude to be in.
Yes. So I'm going to, you know what I didn't do.
What didn't you do?
You know what I didn't do.
What?
You know I didn't turn this on Do Not Disturb. And you know Won't we won't. You know my stuff will just, it'll just come on. So I had to take care of that. It might still come on, y'all, because
listen, let me do it too.
But
talk about you.
When Kanika and I, what we do is before we present anything to you all, we sit down, we say, what is it we're going to talk about? And we kind of bullet out the points that we're going to discuss. And for this one, I said, we're talking about family, but there needs to almost be a subtitle. And the subtitle that I came up with was this video from, I don't know when this video is, and of course I had it pulled up and now it's not there. She says she's never seen this video before. I cannot believe that she has never seen
probably anything
this video
other
before.
Than Mariah Carey glowing and rising like the sun. I probably just couldn't digest it.
No, so this is not her rising and glowing like the sun.
Maybe it's not her.
But it is. But I love it. And so let me see if this will play for the folks. Nope. Okay. So clearly I thought that I was set up.
Well, tell us
with
what
you
it
all.
says.
It says that.
No, act it out. We want the whole. We want the theater.
No. I'm about to give it to you. I'm about to play it.
No, I was about to say, no, we want you to do it. Mm-mm. We want to see you do it.
You don't? No.
Yeah, we do. Yeah. We want you to act it out.
I'm going to do the best with what I got. That's how she says it.
That was way more meaningful.
That's how she says it. Look, listen to her.
I'll do the best I can with what I got. Oh!
That's my queen. I don't care who knows it.
Yes, and because I know that. That's why. But this is the reason that I felt like this needed to be a part of this conversation. Y'all, everybody in our family is doing the best with what they've got.
This is a hard pill, right?
You included.
I'm sure there are people like, not my old crazy uncle, not my disappearing daddy, not my mom who doing too much. Right? What we have to remember is, what do they got? It's the with I've got. You know what I mean? That's the part. What did our parents bring to the table already in terms of parenting? What generation are they from? How were they raised? What is their understanding of stability, of emotional connectedness, of safety? Many times we are angry at our parents for really giving us the best of what they had. Now, we can critique that. There's a place we can and should.
Yes.
Right? And should critique that. But I think there are places of joy we miss with our family because we are holding on and still wounded by their best wasn't enough, or didn't feel like it was enough for us.
Right. So here's the thing, and I believe this about, I'm going to say this even about, the mother who was addicted to crack. I'm talking about the mother who just absolutely did what they hope. If they didn't feel like they had it, they hoped the universe, the world, somebody would give this baby everything that their heart desired. Everyone comes in with that hope. Somebody somewhere is hoping that for you. Here's the thing. We expect our family to give us that, to actually lay out everything in front of us and provide us with our wildest dreams. They come to the table not knowing anything. If you're a parent yourself, you know this. Nobody gave you a manual.
Not a thing.
You may have known how to change a diaper. You may have known what to do when they spit up. You may have fine, all of that. I am telling you that you have no earthly clue. You could be about to father a 12th child and have successfully raised the other 11. You still have no idea what to do with that one.
What this 12th one is getting ready to bring. I know that's right.
You have no clue. And we have to really be cognizant of that people are out here doing the very best with what they've got. And so be empathetic.
Somebody in our Spelman Moms group, either they made this meme up or it was gotten from somewhere. It was saying, in my house, my parents have 12 pictures in from 1 year. They have 12 pictures of me, just period, in 1 year. Like, meanwhile, I have 12 pictures from 5 o'clock to 5:06. My child.
Right.
And I thought that was such a good, the lens was good. It wasn't that they didn't want to take we didn't have but digital cameras.
Right.
I mean, I know that's kind of a bit of a tongue in cheek, but it's giving you a moment to reflect upon who your parents were in that time. You only have a couple of pictures of me because I had to take off work, go down to Rite Aid, or you know what I'm saying? Like, you have to get them developed. I didn't know what they were going to look like. I may not have owned a camera. I mean, there were so many things that had to do with
I didn't have the money
that
for a
came
camera,
up to
baby.
printing out pictures back then. As opposed to, yes, right now you have 95 pictures of your baby in the last minute and a half. But that's because easily you can do that. But it really gives context.
Yeah. There are all kinds of reasons that our parents don't come with the stuff that we wanted them to come with and give us, right? But here we are at the end of the day, and I'm going to flip this on you, because what we do often as members of our family, as children of parents, we think to ourselves about those 3 C's that I want to be considered, comforted, and cared for, right? They do too.
So do they. So do they.
They do too. The spotlight is not on you. Every single one of us is in a state of wanting to be considered, comforted, and cared for. That's it.
They want it as well. And there are parents that have, in the absence of that, still figured out how to give some of it to you.
Yep.
Nobody was comforting them. Nobody was considering them, right? They might have been by themselves and they still figured out how to do something to give something to you. Your survival actually is it shows it. Like, even if, when people are like, but no, my parents, and again, we are not minimizing abusive parents and parents that, existed at a level of toxicity that maybe you couldn't even live with them, right? We are certainly not excusing those behaviors. We're just trying to free you from the wounds, right? We're trying to jumpstart your healing process from these places. How can we get to a place where I can respond to flawed human beings with empathy?
Yeah.
I wanted to be considered and comforted and cared for by you. And by honoring and acknowledging, they wanted the same.
Yep. I'm going to take it one step further. Without you completely clarifying for them what it means to be considered, comforted, and cared for, they don't know what that looks like for you. So stop feeling like they are purposely wounding you when they fall short. Just tell them, I would have preferred a little bit more of this.
You know what I'm starting to think too, sometimes when I do family sessions, right, just therapeutically, sometimes I want to bust out and tell, the kids, even if we're talking about adult kids, they don't know you like that. They don't know you. You have to remember, and again, it takes some time. Becoming a parent, you get it. Like, my daughter is 8, and I still sometimes be like, you don't want this anymore? You don't like these dolls? Right. And she's looking at me like, oh my God, that was 2 years ago.
So long ago.
Of course it is. It takes some, you know what I mean? Like, we are going to hold on to those things. I'm sure my parents are somewhere thinking, you don't like pudding pops anymore? So don't, like, when you come by, I shouldn't have any pudding pops? No, that's been a long time ago. Yeah. But that's because you have to reintroduce yourself to your family as you grow older. You've moved away from home. You've developed other interests. You do things differently. You're not the same little child anymore. And it's funny because that's what people say. I'm not that same little girl. What do they know from it?
Right.
You
know when it happens all the time. Every time somebody in your family buys you a gift.
Yes. And you're like, oh, I loved this when I was 16.
I don't want this. And then it's going to go up in a closet somewhere. You're not going to touch it. But you know what would help them pick out a gift for you? Vulnerability.
Spending time. Right.
Building relationships. Talking to one another more. Those are the things. That's where they discover who you are. Yeah. So if you want to be considered, comforted, and cared for, do it for the members of your family too.
And sometimes we have to demonstrate it.
Absolutely.
It's, it's giving it to them, but it's also kind of demonstrating this is how we can communicate. I know that historically, maybe your whole childhood, there were microaggressions and we just communicated, in an aggressive, just back and forth way. You demonstrate something different now as an adult. You become the teacher.
Yeah. Yeah, right? That's real good. That's real good. Because this is a thing we got to consider. Your family is who you've got, period. Unless somebody marries into this joker, unless somebody dies out of it.
That's who you were sent.
And they're supposed to be here. They have formed you in a way too. The things you like about yourself, it came from somewhere, some experience that was curated by a member of your family. Trust me, they created space for you to be who you were. Something. Even if they failed you in some way.
Still contributed to it.
It still contributed to now how you present yourself. Who you've got is who you've got. Yeah. You cannot change them. Stop trying. And stop being so upset when you can't. We waste a lot of energy on I just wish my mama
75-year-old people.
My mother is 81 years old. My mother is the most, you think I'm dramatic. My mother is just her sentences, just when she's talking to you, she is your typical Latina, fiery. She's all of that stuff. She is think Rita Moreno. That is my mother.
I love it.
But here's the thing. What do I look like saying, you know what, I needed a mother a little less dramatic? And your
daughter somewhere saying it
the same way. You see what I'm saying?
Your mother a little less dramatic.
Ain't nobody finna change.
She's also saying that dramatically.
I want you to know there is no reason. So if I know I can't change her, y'all, why am I putting forth the effort to be upset about the thing I can't change? It's just like last night, that conversation that I was having a coaching conversation. I spoke to one of my coaches and she's just going on and on about what had upset her. And I let her, I gave her that moment. But at the end, I had to say to her, do you recognize all of the energy that you just put into telling me one sentence? You're unhappy about something you can't fix. Figure out what you can fix and move on.
But this really goes back to what we've been trying to kind of express our definition of joy, right? Joy can be unmovable. And if you decide that you have it, I can have it when I am in difficult conversations with family members. I can have it at all times. Joy is there for you to choose when you wish to. It is, of course, harder to choose it at certain moments. Yeah. We are not trying to minimize, the intensity around certain people's familial dynamics. Again, we are trying to teach tools to help you have joy in the midst of. Yeah. Right? And I think that being empathic part, even let's say a parent had been gone, right? They weren't there at all. That's very hard, because I think what people think they need is the other person to be present for closure. Yeah. Closure doesn't require the other person.
Ooh, let's go there.
It doesn't. Closure does not require the other person. Yep. I need to actually have several conversations with my dad in order to reach closure.
You don't.
No, you don't. Now that's wonderful if you can, and there's a period of enlightenment. Well, come on. But you don't have to suffer and have an open wound for the rest of your life because of that relationship. You can decide, I forgive you.
Yep.
I forgive you. And I'm going to think carefully about the things I enjoy about my life. Possibly your absence was a blessing. I'll see people.
Now we can go. I'm going to even go here. Maybe the difficult moments I had because of you were a blessing.
They helped to build me into the person
you shift.
You got to shift how you look. And it's not about them, remember. It's not about it. Empathy helps you. Empathy is not a gift that you give to other people. Empathy is for your growth.
Yeah.
Your joy comes from having empathy.
Yeah. Yeah. And we are talking a lot about like parents and stuff. I want you to think your husband who you divorced, that's family.
Oh, listen.
Okay.
I won't even.
Okay.
Yes, I am going to go there. I say that I have an ex-husband. Hi, ex-husband. And I say this all the time. I think he is. He's also a clinical psychologist. I think he's. I mean, when I tell you that he is an amazing psychologist.
She says this all the time.
Oh, he's amazing. He's amazing. He is a problem
She said that 3 times
Ooh,
this week. I promise you.
I'm telling. He's just good.
Yeah.
The man is good, right? He's very good. What I recognize too, because we share a child together, is that regardless of what we do in our lives, right? I was like, he never ceases to be one of the most important men in my life. It has to be because he's half of my, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
How can I don't talk to him at all. How would that how could I possibly? And our daughter would deserve much better than that. Now, we have a fine relationship. We have a great relationship. But I know there are many people. I do co-parenting therapy as well. And there are people, I just want to never talk to him for the rest of my life. Okay.
Yeah.
How might that impact this person who wants to have a wedding and have both of you there? Yeah. How might that impact
because you know what?
person?
We've talked about this too recently. In prioritizing joy, stop prioritizing your joy over your child.
Comfort. Mm-hmm.
Right? What is going to bring your child joy in this one? It's going to be working things out with the other parent. Because they're family.
And the thing is, we can, again, joy is our choice. So we can decide not to download things that are going to disturb it. Right. Remember that too. Again, we're not saying stay in a place of abuse. You can decide not to download it. If they got toxic things to say, just respond. I'm so sorry you feel that way.
Yep. And keep it pushing.
And keep it right on rolling.
But when you left there cussing them out, when you called up your girl and you went off for 2 hours after you've left them, when you've still got a scowl on your face when you see them 3 months later.
Right.
Listen, all of it is a choice.
Joy didn't win.
Joy didn't win in that.
Joy didn't win in that. Nobody did.
Right?
Nobody did.
So we've really got to think about what are the ways that we're just handing our joy away because we're just choosing not to be in it and not to recognize, like, I can't change that.
Right. But part of it is the acceptance, right? So step 1 here is accepting this is the family to which I was assigned. And regardless of your spiritual sensibilities, how you think about things spiritually, you've got to at least acknowledge the coincidence of it all, right? That I was placed here. And instead of viewing it as a curse, right? or doing that comparison we talked about last time and wishing you were placed in a different family. Do some exploration about why this was the family that Spirit chose you to come through.
Correct.
Why were these the people?
I am absolutely, here are the things that you will grow up and there will be times where you will enjoy certain things about family members. I'm saying enjoy the things that they lacked too. Because there were ways that it then prepared you for understanding that lack. And now I do that thing well. It's about shifting our understanding of just how we look at a thing.
Yeah, that little shift is important.
Yeah, it's just, and here's the thing too. I'm not saying, we are definitely, because I think you could hear what we're saying and consider it to be that toxic positivity, right? That I'm just going to ignore everything, right? When things are tricky for you in your familial relationships. I'm talking about parents. I'm talking about husbands, wives.
Your children.
I'm talking about siblings. I'm talking all of that. When it gets difficult and you've realized we are at an impasse, we can no longer function well in this way, communicate, y'all. Come out here and tell people the difficult things. I was in the car yesterday, and my mother is talking about they didn't even have a falling out. Nothing happened, but she was like, I'm gonna give her some time, talking about my TT. I'm just gonna give her some time, and she'll call me by the end of the week, and we'll have. I said, why not just call her and just? Well, I'm just giving her a minute to get over. How do you know she's getting over something? What? She could be sitting at home thinking to herself, well, I haven't heard from my cousin. Why hasn't she called me? Now she's growing resentment over something. Yeah. You were trying to give her space. Let's stop that, y'all.
Some of that, I think we've anger management techniques have taught us historically, right, that you just need like all this time, right, in between. But what we're really starting to see, is that often that time sometimes can breed resentment. If you can figure out how to communicate clearly, and again, this takes work. I mean, we're not saying that everybody has these tools. We're saying get them. Right? We're saying get them. Figure out how to get these tools. But if you can communicate in the moment, if you're in a conversation with your mom and something, or a husband or whomever, triggers and they say something that is triggering or painful, how powerful is that to say, what you just said, and you're right there in the moment. So we're not 2 months later where I'm trying to paraphrase and I'm probably incorrect. I can just repeat it right back. When you said this, it landed this way for me.
Yes.
And half of the time, that person might even say, I didn't even mean it that way.
It goes back to that empathy.
Or it could say something else could happen, but at least you released it then so that it does not become toxic to you and steal your joy for the rest of the holidays, for the rest of the year. Right.
Shoot, a whole decade. Some people I have absolutely been guilty of this. I came from a background where I was raised you just let things fester. You just let them, but I'm talking about for months. I would walk around upset with people for months. It wasn't until I recognized this about myself as I got older, I started to tell the people that I love, if you see me pulling away, if you see me being absent, you got to check me. Because I don't mean to do that, but it's what it's who I was. And so I want to be better in that. I really do want to communicate. Sometimes I don't have the tool to communicate better. Just remind me. Remind me that I need to.
Clarity is better than waiting. You know what I'm saying? Like clarity really has to be, it really, really has to be focused on.
Even if it's painful.
Yeah, because it can be sometimes. This is when I'm going to shout out my parents, right? So they have a fantastic relationship. They've been married hundreds of years because I'm hundreds of years old. But what I think has made them, they are remarkably honest with each other and right in the moment. Yeah, my mother will quickly be like, "Oh, Marvin, I don't want to do that."
Yeah,
she doesn't get an attitude.
Mama
hold
Bell
it
don't
for
say
long
that to anybody.
Time. That's true.
I won't do that.
I don't want to do that.
Yes, Mama Bell. Yeah, and we gon'
everybody. But she goes to sleep really good at night.
Yeah,
because she operates in fullest clarity. Right, and my father will meet her too. He's a milder mannered, person. But he also will say, I prefer such and such. Right there in the moment. Yeah. So nobody's going to bed with the anger. Right. Nobody's doing that.
It came up
Let's
off
hash
of us.
this. Let's figure this out. Let's figure out how this might work for the both of us or just for you. And I'm just going because I want to be harmonious with my partner. I'm going to roll. But doing it right then. And again, this is a skill. I do think people have to work on their communication skills. But the longer you hold it, that's why it comes out sometimes in aggressive, painful.
And by the time we're talking about
ways.
It, we're crying, we're screaming,
the other person's looking like, I'm not sure what you're talking about.
Yeah, so now I can't hear you. Just say it in the moment and be done with it.
Yeah.
And I will say this. I know this from experience. A lot of the things we don't say is from a fear of the possibility of what someone's going to come back with. Listen, again, the empath. Believe in people's best selves. Believe that they want to love you. Don't consider all of the ways they failed you in the past. Believe that the universe conspires to give you your greatest joys. Enter all of your communication like that. It will change your life. Here's the other thing too, y'all. Stay focused on what unites you.
This might be my favorite because we're very good at looking for differences. We are very good at looking for differences. You ever see somebody talking about a partner or a family member, and in your mind, you're like, you all are twins. And they're just
God, yes.
I'm so different from my sister. Oh, my God, my sister would do this. And you're looking at them like,
She is
I mean, I don't know if you're
image of
talking
you.
about you or her. When I tell you that you're the exact same human being, or you don't know the family member and they're discussing it and you're just going like, oh, well, that's the final piece of the puzzle. These folks really out here, me too, I'm sure. We're really out here thinking we're that different.
Yeah, we're not.
Right? From our family, right? We think we're that different. Focus on the things that do unite you. Even if it's something small. I was working with a woman, and both of her daughters go to other therapists at my practice, and she was like, I just don't know what they're talking about. I said, you know what? You should just have like a connection moment. She was like, or I need to tell them what to do. I said, that's one way of looking at it. Or if you'd like to have some real communication connection with your daughter, I'm talking about sit on the floor, ask them what they look like, looking at it on TikTok. Just get right into the video. What are you into? Yeah. And find out you do like the same things. Finding out one daughter does like to make cookies and stuff the way you like to do. Finding out that there's all these things that could be uniting you can stop you from focusing on the differences. That's robbing you of the joy.
It is the thing that in moments, my child is we are both only children. We can retreat.
We're only children who give birth to only children.
Yeah. We can retreat to different corners of the house and stay there entertained forever. We don't ever need to sit in the same room. Love each other. When I tell you she is hands down my favorite person, still. Go on ahead and, okay. But it's so much fun. When I find something, she and I love to watch pimple popping videos.
Oh my God.
Ingrown toenails. When we find a good one, I want you to know that we will stop what we're doing and just send it.
Oh, God.
And when we send it to each other, and we have a whole language around it, and okay, we've connected for a second, and then we go. Now, here's the thing. That's easy to do with the people that we feel an affinity for, right? Yes. I'm saying do it with the people that you have difficulty with. You know what? I will say that you talked about your ex-husband. Let me tell you something. I got a baby daddy. I got a baby daddy who I love. I have given him hell for 23
I've ever seen this thing. I'll be like, thank you for just thank you for saying
all
that
his
part.
Homeboys watching this and they like, she has, y'all.
I mean, it's true.
I've given him hell. Let me tell you something. The reason that he and I are able to see each other and still laugh and joke and recognize that we are family, because I go to the his family reunions. Oh, I'm going to show up. I'm sitting with his mama and his sister. I sure am. I'm still family. His father is still pops to me. Absolutely. Because I'm not divorcing none of y'all. Y'all are all still mine. But here's the thing is that we have something in common. The thing that connects us is our child.
Right.
We both love her enough that we're going to set the things aside that we don't agree on. And here's the thing, too. We have argued and fought and screamed and cried so much. I exist in a very intimate space with you that can never be taken away. It is what it is. I'm going to choose to love you.
Now, here's a challenging part with that particular kind of relationship. Everybody's not going to love this because I know what people think, right? You're not supposed to be in too much communication. You only talk about the child, you know what I mean, to your ex or whatever. If you have an ex that you share a child, even if you share a dog, that's important. You might share a pet, be a hamster, a visiting hamster daddy on the weekends. Right? This is important. I am arguing go beyond that. I am arguing that the best of these co-parent relationships, I understand people have additional relationships outside of them and you want to honor and respect those. But if those are secure, right, and healthy, I think you should be able to communicate about things other than the child because we're supposed to laugh together. Yep. We're not. It's not supposed to be like
have our own
hello,
friendship. Yep.
She has ballet at 8:00.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
There should be some jovial, and I think we have been taught that we're not supposed to. There's no joy in hating somebody forever. There's just no joy in that. there's no joy in hating them forever. Now, again, if someone has been abusive to you and continues to be, and you need distance from them, get it. But forgiveness will save you.
It will say, listen, it does more for you.
It does way
than it
more
does
for
for
you.
the other person.
Being forgiven, that ain't a thing.
Yeah.
Offering forgiveness
Yes.
is a thing.
Is a thing.
That is the thing
Yeah.
that will increase your joy. It will increase your lifespan.
Yeah.
It literally will. It will help you get that sleep at night. It will help you to wake refreshed because you're not waking up all in grudge with all of your family members and your ex.
Yeah. Yeah. The other thing you got to consider, we've been saying this kind of interlaced throughout, but you can't fix anybody else.
You just can't. I mean,
you can
Lord,
only fix you.
this way that we try. All I've got is me. So even if I'm going to fix my response to your challenges.
Yeah, y'all, we gotta be done with this whole thing of this. This is why we have, hundreds of thousands of people that are nervous to come out of the closet because we got family members who thought, I'm just gonna fix them. Maybe if I take them to church, maybe if I get. No. They want what they want. They have every right to want that thing. Leave them alone. Fix like you. Put that energy into fixing you. How can I be a better parent to this child who wants something that is so foreign to me, I can't understand it? Mm-hmm. If we put the energy on fixing self.
Right. How can I meet this person in a place? Because I've been given this person. We have to remember, family has been given to you. They've been given to you. So I didn't choose, right? They've been given to me. How can I figure out how to be in community as best I can with this person who has been sent to me? Yeah. Right? How can I figure that out?
The blessing of them, yeah.
It just it raises your joy quotient.
Mm-hmm.
We don't want people to be out here in these low joy quotients.
Please don't be out here. We need you to have joy in your reserves so that when you get low, you can just go and pluck some joy out. Yeah. That's where we want you to be.
So if there is continued conflict, right? There's some, because again, we wanted to make sure that we were like, this one's going to be tight. Maybe we have on some onesies and be in front of the fireplace. They'll feel cozy because we about to say some hard truths. They're like, I don't like this Joy RX
I know.
one. I ain't think that was
Somebody
funny.
crying turned us off already. It's all right. If you're still with us.
They were going to say things that made me feel good all the time. No, we're just trying to get you some joy.
Yeah.
In the long run,
we're telling you how to keep your joy in tricky situations. Yes. We're not telling you. See, that's the key, y'all. Joy isn't something that you feel just when things are easy. The way you know you got joy is when you're tried and tested.
The rough spots. Come on and talk about it.
That's when you know. Oh, I got a joy that's going to keep me. Okay,
because if this just happened and I'm still
he just
riding
cussed me
through.
Slap out. And I'm still smiling. Okay,
I'm going to go on a good night.
Okay. Oh no, he's not going to cuss me out no more. Okay.
I'm going to go to sleep that night because he doesn't deserve any more of my time.
More of my time.
We're not going to lessen my joy. That's so good. So we talked about how we came up with some ideas about how to negotiate it, right? If conflict, still it exists, right, in these family situations. Preparation and planning, right, can help you prevent conflict. When I work with my clients, when the holidays come up, they're like, one of my clients was like, I'm canceling Thanksgiving. She doesn't know she's funny. She's so funny. I'm canceling it. Nope. I said, you're hosting it, though.
Right.
She was like, oh, no, I'm going to cancel it. I said, now I want you to just think about it. Daughter is coming home from college. Your son is getting ready to go. They would love to have it. She said, okay, we're going to breathe through this. But if anybody come up in here, and I was like, okay. We're not going to greet it with that. We're going to prepare. We went through this entire plan. I said, with her family, if they don't have anything to talk, if they have anything to do or talk about, they're going to start to critique. I said, have plenty of things. Her brother is hilarious. It's like a one-man show. Tell him to do games, impressions, all that till the food is served.
Yeah.
Right? Not only did that work, and it wasn't just buying time, she found things that united them.
Yep.
She was able to sit and laugh with people who she thought she was going to have to kick out of her house, on Thanksgiving Day. She found but she had to prepare. What can I do to make this connection with these people? Not just a palatable one, not just one I survive, something that we enjoy.
Yeah. Yeah, for real. Something that's genuine.
Right.
Like, yeah.
And they really found that they played some kind of game that they were able to, I think Black Heart Revoked or something, you know what I'm saying? And they were able to just laugh and connect with one another on that game. And now they can think, they have building different memories. Now her memories of her family isn't just, here come these people about to give me hell.
Yep. She's not, because let me tell you this though, y'all, because we can prepare to be angry.
Oh my God. I've done that.
Let me tell you
Rehearsing
something.
negative.
Listen, you start to
when
relive all the moments.
I'm going to say this. I'm going to be ready.
I know what I'm going to say when he gives me that snide remark.
At me.
All of that. We can prepare for the anger. Why can't we prepare for the joy?
That's entirely too good. Come on and say that one more time.
If we can prepare for the anger, for the pain, for the things that are just, if we can relive all those moments in preparation to be angry with somebody, let's do the same for joy. Let's do more for joy.
Joy on sight. We be preparing to fight on sight. Well, only some people know what a good old FOS is. Some of you all are wonderful
on
people
sight.
who are like, what's FOS? Listen, some of us know what FOS is too. Oh, that's FOS, honey. Okay. We can prepare to be ready to battle on command. Can we get prepared to have joy on command?
Your family is the best way to practice this.
That is the training ground.
Listen, prepare
That's where the
for
mastery
it.
will take place.
Here's the other thing. Y'all, avoid hot topics. That's just like that auntie that keep asking you. Why does she keep asking you why you ain't got no man? Why you coming up in here single again? Figure out your crafty ways to avoid that.
Bob and weave.
Listen. Oh, auntie, you so crazy.
First of all, these shoes.
Listen.
Okay. Listen, auntie, you worried about a man. I'm not worried about you get these shoes. Oh, you peeped it? I did peep it. Just take her right on somewhere else. Take her right on somewhere else.
That's what we're going to do.
Yep. Take her right on somewhere else. Really, and you really have to pick those battles carefully. Certainly we have in a family, you have different people. We don't all agree in families. We don't have the same political ideologies. We don't have the same stances on particular things. So let's not go there.
Yeah. Let's just keep it light.
Yeah. It's Christmas Day. We don't have to discuss this
today.
You
don't really care what I think about Trump. You just come on now. Come on, let's talk about this macaroni and cheese. That's what I'm really up on right now. That's what makes me happy. Right. You got to veer out of those situations. Because there are times that it is important to discuss. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? If you and an ex are talking about, a trans-identified child, now we have to talk about it. Yes.
Right? Now we have to talk about it. But if we don't, you know what I mean? If it's just, I just feel like debating today. Mm-mm. Why? Mm-mm. Why pick that with the people you're looking to unify with? And you don't spend as much time with necessarily anyway, especially if it's your family of origin.
Yes.
Right? So avoid the hot topics. And the next one's very important too. Pay attention to your own emotions. Mm-hmm. Right? Mm-hmm. Are you starting to get, you ever hear somebody or see somebody and they're hollering and they think everybody else is hollering? I don't know why everybody's so angry.
Right. That's you and your neck popping.
It's your anger.
We were literally just
It got hot up in here and we were just beefing. No, we weren't. You were.
You were screaming at us.
Everybody else was quiet. And that's a sign that you're not paying attention to your own emotions.
Yeah.
You have to be cognizant. Am I getting hot? And then have a game plan for how to restore the joy quotient right in that moment.
Restore
right?
the joy.
This conversation
quotient.
Is getting hot. Would anybody like a drink? I'm getting ready to go and get one.
Yeah. Yep. Let's bring it on back to that because I don't want to stay here. Listen, y'all, we're choosing joy. This joy revolution that we're on is too good for us to just be angry, be sad, be crying, be screaming, and not go back and realize, you know what? I'm lacking joy at this moment. What do I fix this with?
Because in too many places, we place ourselves squarely in the place where the negative emotions can come. Right? Think of ways to get yourself out of it, still in a respectful way, right? Yeah. As a community, we are not the people who are going to be like, let me tell you something, mama, I'm just going to put you in your place. We're probably not. No, we're
not
probably
without
not doing that.
Getting popped.
That'd be strange to be like 52 and get a whooping. Like, don't be 52 and still just a ruler has been brought out.
I know. Anybody who's a Latina understands a chancleta. And if I say something sideways, I know I'm getting it. Listen, certain places we ain't going.
Age, but also, why?
Yeah.
Why should we battle this out? We're going to figure out how to not just have joy here, how to have joy in this relationship, because you're probably not going to change my mind on this particular topic, and I'm probably not going to change yours.
Let's set it
but
free.
We can figure out how to respect and honor one another.
Yes.
We can disagree and be in honor.
Create boundaries.
Right.
If there are just certain things you're saying, listen, this is just, I'm bringing my trans child to Thanksgiving this year. You all are not about to discuss this. This is what you will not do. You will not make my child feel uncomfortable. We are not going to discuss certain things that's going to make them squirm. If you cannot do that, I just want to let you all know.
I'll make you a plate.
I'm leaving. I want to tell you that on the front end. Now,
enjoy. I'm not leaving.
Listen, I'm coming. I am bringing my famous sweet potato pie. I want you to know I'm coming with all the joy in my heart. What I'm asking of you all is not to do this thing. Ooh, somebody did it. Good evening.
Good night, everybody. And again, this sounds like we're making fun. I'm really saying there's a way to honorably do this. Mm-hmm. You can leave still smiling, everyone. You leaving so soon? You know what, Nana? I'm going to get on out of here.
Yeah.
We don't have to, have a drag-out fight about it. We don't have to get to throwing Christmas presents with you, snatching the stockings down. I told you not to.
Because we do all of that because we want someone else to be in the pain we're in. Uh-huh. Y'all, let's just elevate on another level. Listen, this is my boundary. This thing is going to hurt me. If you choose to hurt me in this way, I just want you to know, in protection of myself, I'm just going to withdraw from the situation I'm going.
Respectfully and honorably, and then I'm going to go home and I'm going to get some good rest.
Yep.
I'm not going to leave cursing you out, wishing you ill will. I'm not doing any of that.
Yeah.
Because that situation does not deserve to destroy either of you.
Because we're about this joy.
And that healing has to be done.
It has to be done.
It has to be done. And we always think of healing as like a 3-year, what I'm saying, arduous. Healing can happen
3 minutes.
Seconds.
And if you're going to be a Joy John, you got to get it.
Yeah.
You got to get it. No Joy John is walking around here just with wound upon wound. We just exposing ourselves to all kinds.
We're going to decide now. And I'm not sure we all know what those boundaries are, especially with family. Okay. So, I mean, this is an important point, I think. Because I think with friends, sometimes we have almost too many of them. You know what I mean? We can be very clear about, now, nobody better do this, that, and other thing. I'm not tolerating this.
I'm going to tell you why we don't give family.
For family, we don't always think about what are my boundaries for my health, for my safety, for my joy.
But here's the thing. But they get there quickly. And the reason why is because we're holding them accountable to all of these decades of things that they did that we did not heal.
Right.
And that's what it is. Yep. It's difficult for us to establish clarity because we didn't in all these other places. And we haven't gotten any clarity around how to get healing from it.
That's so good.
Fix all that.
That's why we go in when the auntie asks about, are you single and whatnot? Because you know that you're got to get there. If you start that sentence with you always.
And auntie just like,
well, I just asked if you had some, should it be set another plate for somebody else?
Tell auntie on the front end, don't mention that no more. I love you.
I'm not bringing nobody.
I'm not bringing nobody, and I don't want you to ask about it. Now she is going to feel awkward if she does.
Or just cut off the pass. If I get married, let me tell you, you'll be the first to know.
You'll be the first to know.
When you get married, let me tell you, I wouldn't hide it from you, auntie.
Yeah.
If I get married, I promise you, you don't even have to ask anymore.
Yeah.
I'll let you know.
Yeah.
There's a way to respectfully and honor, because again, you don't want to be in turmoil with these people.
Yeah.
You don't want to be in turmoil with these people, especially when we are creating additional generations. That's very difficult for children to not be able to visit grandparents because parents and grandparents can't stand each other.
To not see their daddy.
Their other parent.
Their
right?
mama.
Or getting dropped off like there's some sort of UPS package.
And I'm running to the door. I don't even want to. Oh, God.
Right. So I have to stand outside, you know what I mean?
For them to not have the larger community of family because you're not close with them.
Right. To have lost all kinds of aunties and uncles.
Don't rob them of
God brothers and whatever else on that side of the family because you don't like him or you don't like her.
And finally, y'all, if you've gotten to this place, we may have said some things that were prickly. They were uncomfortable.
It's prickly today.
Listen.
That's why we have the fireplace. Maybe you'll feel
we feel the warmth for you. But I'm gonna say this: if you are saying, if you're listening to this and you're saying, I have done this, I have done that, I have always been the person that has made the first move. I'm tired. I no longer, y'all. Family is worth it. I'm gonna just put it out there. Whatever, we'll be talking in the next episode about what you can make as your family. But in the meantime, the people that were assigned to you are worth it. All of them aren't trash. There's something. There's something there that you can pull from. If it has gotten way too difficult for you, get some outside help.
Please.
This is all her. I'm gonna let her talk.
Oh, Lord. Well, I mean, I think you can get it in two ways. Of course, coming into family therapy sessions is excellent. Obviously, I always recommend that those sessions. I remember seeing a family, and I didn't look carefully at the file, before they came in, and it was like, mom and her two children. And I'm thinking a mom and these two young children, and here is this woman almost 80 and her 40-something-year-old children. And I said, first, before we even begin, kudos. They were like, why? I was like, hats off to you to at this stage in your life say it's worth it for us to communicate better with one another. Yes. It's worth it to us to communicate with our mother. She is in her golden years.
Yep.
And we are not going to go before she leaves this plane. And in the course of therapy, actually, it was crazy. Both the brother and mom passed away in the course of it. And I actually still see the woman, saw her through the entire experience. Thank God they came.
Yes.
And said, we need help, because they've tried it themselves.
Yes.
And they would end up in kind of these situations. They were not the best in terms of communicating effectively. So get that outside help, either from a therapist, but also you can also get it from friends. Maybe you need somebody to go with you to Thanksgiving dinner.
Yes.
That lighthearted friend that your mama likes and just is going to, be able to just tap you real quick. If you start to get a little hot.
If you tell people on the front end, I need you.
I need you to bump
I need you
for
in
me.
this moment.
I need you to bump for me in this situation.
Yeah.
Get the outside help can come in many ways. It can come from another family member. I need to talk to grandma about stuff, cuz how grandma can be. Cuz I got you. Come on.
Yes.
All the cousins gather up, and then we'll all talk to grandma together.
Cuz I need you. Come on, we're going to have to go take a little walk after.
Why are you going to grandma by yourself? Grandma has several grandchildren.
Okay. If y'all know about the walk outside after.
Walk outside. At first you act like it's for exercise. I'm gonna walk off this food.
I'm just gonna walk off this thing.
I'll walk this food a little bit.
We all come back a little more lighthearted. Huh? All right. I'm just saying.
Take them on outside.
Yes. So we really want you to heal those wounds, y'all.
Please, oh, please.
It frees you.
It really does, because your family can't shift it. You know what I mean? Like you can change out other folks, and we're going to talk next time about how to create family.
Yes.
Right? And we can do that, but you can't change who those people are. Get the lessons.
Yes.
Get the lessons from them, regardless of their flaws, regardless of the obstacles that you believe are in the way of developing that relationship. Your joy depends on it.
It does. It does. So we are going to wrap this up by sharing some joy journal moments. I'm telling y'all, please, y'all. You don't understand, when we get these in the middle of the day, we have a hashtag now, not 4 hours. Not 4 hours goes by. On any given day, it's really long. We get text messages all throughout. I want you to know we want every single one of them. Please send them every time you think of them. Please. So our first message in the Joy Journal this week, we had so many. around family. But let me tell you this. So this is from Kendra in Atlanta, Georgia. She is married to one of our favorite Joy Johns. She said, my in-laws bring me joy. I'm taking an amazing vacation with my husband, kid, and in-laws to a Caribbean island next month and can't wait. First of all, yay. She said her in-laws bring her joy.
Come on.
Listen, in-laws can be real tricky. When you have figured out how to exist with them in a state of peace, that thing is, I am telling you, my baby daddy's parents to this day are my own.
Yeah, my former mother-in-law, may she forever rest in peace. Yeah. She was just, I can't even tell you. And I still work with his sister. And my daughter always says, well, why is TT still your sister? Or she's your sister? I'm not going to call her something else.
She'll be my sister forever.
I cannot call, I'm not going to call Tonya Thomas something. I'm not going to act like she's a regular woman out there. Right. I mean, not when she is a blood relative to my child. Not when she's been here in Atlanta. If anytime in emergency, she has her right now. Yes. Not when tomorrow she's gonna get up and take her to whatever cheerleading, stuff that she has to go to. Not when she has been part of my life that way. Now, divorcing her brother has nothing to do with our relationship, but you have to fight for that. Yes. I love that. I'd love to hear people who, keep family close.
I think that Joanne and I have probably gotten closer since Greg and I have not been together. Absolutely. I still adore her. I think her children are just luscious. I'm telling you, listen, I'm still TT. It don't matter. They were born after me and her brother were together and fine. Still.
That's fine. So Janita from Suffolk, Virginia says, the unconditional love my family has for each other brings me joy. That we can struggle with unconditional love.
That's a big one, yeah.
But once you decide to live in it, it really, and I tell you, it frees you. We're too worried about like getting played and somebody gonna get me. I'm not gonna let them. You let them, whatever that means, by not just, unconditionally I have love for you. Even if I have to create boundaries.
And also showing them by showing up as your fullest self at all times. Stop hiding yourself from folks. We talked about this a little bit in the last episode. Stop being careful with your words. Wait until somebody tells you that's too much for me to handle before you stop sharing all of who you are.
Yeah, because that honesty binds you.
Yeah. Ooh, that honesty binds you. Come on, little
If you think about the people with whom you are closest, your favorite cousin, you know why? Because you all got in trouble together. Only you and them know how only far you went
can make me feel the way that I do. Why you? Okay.
But it's true. There are things you've shared. You know what I'm saying? You all know that you snuck in and ate all those cookies that time, and then both of you lied. You know what I'm saying? There are these things, these places of vulnerability, and that's why you're close. And so that is important to maintain those familiar relationships.
Yes. Okay, we've got Monica from Cambridge, Massachusetts. She has a big, booming family. She said, it brings me joy when my family is all together laughing and eating. Listen, she's Cape Verdean. I know they got some.
Listen, that food's good. Their food's so good.
But yes, she has a really, I have admired for the 25 plus years that I've known her. I have always looked at her family and just been like, that's what it's supposed to be. They're very close knit. They all live under one roof kind of thing. Yeah, it's a really beautiful. You can see the
comfort and the relaxing, the way they are when they get together.
Her brother used to come down when we were in college and stuff like that. Yeah.
Those good times. Heather in Metropolis, Illinois says, my joy about my family is that we hold tight to lessons from my grandmother and pass them on to the next generation. See, those are the things that unite. Think about those ties that bind.
Yep.
Right? Instead of thinking about what separates us, that is a tie that unites. Maybe it's recipes and you teach them to the future generations. Yeah. Maybe it's jokes about something.
You think it's small.
You think it's small and it's something huge.
It will carry you for the rest of your lives and you just don't know it. Yeah.
Oh, I love it.
It's all warm and fuzzy.
It's fuzzy
like
in
this
here.
Fire and these onesies.
I know.
All right. So thank you all for joining us. Remember that if you like what you're saying, it's what you're seeing. We need you all to share this. This is an absolute joy revolution. Like, we are not, I must give a special shout out. She's on her way up here. But our girlfriend, Janan, has for years been saying, please, you all, please do something. I want you all to be in a podcast, something. This has really been her idea. And we are doing this as a gift to the world. It makes it a better place. And so we want you all to share. You've got to review, subscribe, rate, all of those things. Wherever it is that you go to listen to us, wherever you listen to podcasts, we are there. If you want to watch us in action, we are on our YouTube channel. But leave messages, talk to us, engage, share it with your friends, get a pod squad together. Y'all watch it, and then you discuss it in your group chats, all of that stuff. Please, we need more joy.
Oh, joy.
And no pain. No pain.
All sunshine. No rain. Swinging like our children.
Come on. Let me hear you.